Hello, 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 hello.
Oh my God.
Woo! Hello, everybody. Dr. Willie Jolly.
It's hot in here. This is Dee Jolly.
It's coming at you live and in living color here from our home in Washington, D.C., where we're grateful for another opportunity to have Happily Married Monday with the Jolleys here in Washington, D.C. I want to say shout out to all the people we met over the last week in Richmond, Virginia, where I was speaking. I was doing television on CBS TV in Richmond on Wednesday, and Wednesday night I spoke at the United.
Well, you did CBS
TV.
6.
CBS 6 in Richmond. Mm-hmm. And if you're in the Richmond area or you can access their website, it's a great interview. You go and see that. Then Wednesday night at United Nations Church International, where my friend Medina Pullins is the co-pastor with her husband, Bishop Orrin Pullins, and I spoke there. I will be there, in fact, on this Wednesday night for their Word Network television broadcast.
So they're on the Word Network.
On the Word Network, 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, and you can watch it on your television wherever you are in the world, and I'll be the guest. Then, Thursday morning in Virginia Beach for the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce Leadership Series, where I was the guest speaker. We had a tremendous response.
Should give a shout out to the
Brian Stevens
and Priscilla
Monty, and,
excellent to work with.
And Ronnie Parker and all the team there in Hampton Roads Chamber, at the Hampton Roads Chamber. We had a tremendous event. People from all over the
Tidewater area.
Tidewater area, yes. And then Friday morning spoke for my friend Carlton Ashby at his youth leadership camp, where this guy was one of the top educators in Virginia, elementary school educators.
He was on the school board too.
On the school board, well regarded, teacher of the year many times. He started a youth program 14 years ago at 6th Mount Zion Baptist Church, and is going to become one of the top youth programs in the area. And what was so profound about him is he fills them up with powerful motivational influences and speakers. I wish I knew about a Zig Ziglar when I was in junior high school or high school. I wish I'd known about a Jim Rohn or Keith Harrell. I wish he used my resources. That's how we developed. He uses my books as resources. What these kids know about motivation, man, it was just phenomenal.
They're so mature behaving. They're middle school kids, but very mature and so neat.
Oh my goodness.
Have a notebook, they have the other books, they have a rubber band around the three ring. It was amazing.
Very, very well done. So Carlton Ashby, bravo. Then Friday morning, that was Friday morning. Saturday morning spoke for the Hampton Roads Black Chamber or Black.
Oh, you met with the mayor?
I met with the mayor Friday afternoon.
Of Virginia Beach.
Bobby Dyer. Bobby D, as he said. I'm your friend Bobby D. You know, they had a tragedy there just a few months ago that a city worker went in an office building and shot up his co-workers. So I was just moved to meet with him, and we're very grateful that we were able to meet, and we're going to do some things with the city. Then Saturday morning for the Black Chamber, and they call themselves Black Brand.
The Black Brand, I think.
The Black Brand.
They're awesome.
Awesome.
Hungry for information and motivation.
Hungry. It was just wonderful.
I was so inspired.
So now, here's what we want to talk about. What came from that, though? At each event,
so why is the topic what it is?
Yeah. At each event, women would come to the table where I was signing the book or signing one of my other books.
Or before he actually got to the table.
And they say, I want to talk to Mrs. Jolly. He talks about you so. He talks about the fact he would crawl over broken glass to get to you. He talks about the fact that if you left him, he's going with you. I mean, your husband speaks so highly. What's the deal? And then they started pouring out. She has a gift, a way, where she just standing there. People start telling their whole story, their whole drama, their whole situation, all their issues to her. And some of the information they shared was just wow. Two ladies made a point to come to me and say, at different places, at different times, your wife should write a book for women. A book for women on straight talk. Because she's straight, no chaser. I want to say hello to Fred Tyler, Erica Spencer. People
hello.
Do me a favor, everybody. Send those little things. Send it out. The smiles, the
and
hearts.
send some questions, too.
Push it out. If you got a question, you can answer it. So this is Straight Talk for Women. Tonight, I'm going to let her talk to the women like she talked to the women at that table. Or the women who came up for the book signing. Who came up to me afterwards and said, wow. She is straight, no chaser. And she tells the truth. Why is it that their marriages are suffering? And
well, they didn't really say. They didn't say, oh, my marriage is suffering.
Well, they said it without saying it.
It's just in the course of conversation and the situation. Similar situations. And that's why we came up with the simple topic, are your children's activities killing your marriage? You think,
well, let's talk about one of the. You heard that a number of times.
Yeah, I did.
And there were a couple other.
Well,
topics.
there were the act. Once they started talking about how do you spend all this time with your husband and you guys still get along, okay?
Yes.
And how do you get him to talk about you the way he does?
Yes. Hey, Trevor. And hey, Corey.
Hi.
All right, Corey Rhodes.
And how are you able to spend so much time together and you still like each other?
Yes. Thank you, Trevor, for hitting share. Everybody hit share. Hashtag Happily Married Monday with the Jolleys. The hashtag Jolly Marriage so that people can know we're on and we're doing our thing. Yes. Trevor Arts taught me about that. Anyway, so we want to save marriages. We want more relationships to be happy. As y'all know, for those who follow us, we wrote the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. We got the audio, we got the workbook now, and the live audio, and the audio book is finished and is coming to you soon. Now, we wrote it for a specific reason. We wrote it to inspire married couple or people who think about getting married, so that they would be able to stay married and be happily married. We want them to be happy like we are. We haven't had an argument in over 30 years.
Do you know what a question that came to mind?
What was that?
Specific question that came to mind is for some people who are not married. Well, why do you guys talk about being happily married? Why get married at all?
Yeah, and you know what one person said to me was, well, if you're not arguing, y'all aren't healthy. What?
Well, I don't know where that came from, but why is it that being married is good? Why not just be single from now until 95?
Well, why don't you give them some? I know you got some stats. I know you got stats. I know you got some stats.
We already know men live longer than married. But I was going to say because it helps to build and pass on a legacy.
That's true. But you can pass on a legacy without being married. But here's what we have found is a statistical analysis that people who are happily married live longer. Yes. They do live longer because you're sharing the stresses.
You're looking out for each other.
That's right. You're sharing the stresses.
And you're looking out for each other's health more than you might be looking out for your individual self.
That's right. And let me say one more thing. I'm shocked, amazed. The number of people who come up to us when we're traveling and say, I watch you on Happily Married Monday. Shocked. Black folks, white folks, Asian folks, Hispanic folks, old folks, young folks, people who I would never expect say, oh, I watch you on Monday night.
Okay, let's get back
Ronnie
to
Parker,
another.
Thank you, man, for everything.
Hi.
And he got the beautiful twins.
Aww.
And we had a great time. Hampton Roads Chamber. I was just talking about you. We had a great time. And we're still getting...
Why marriage is good?
Why is marriage good?
From your perspective. And why did you want to do it? Because I didn't want to do it.
No, you
again.
didn't. Yeah,
because I messed up the first time.
Right. Well, first of all, I have been somewhat considered a.
You were a hound dog.
Okay, and so, but I was a friendly single guy who I really liked.
Yeah,
the
you
ladies.
liked all the women.
I liked them all.
Yes.
And so, but I was always. I think I was always.
You were friendly.
Friendly, and I was always respectful. Okay. Now that said, I just wasn't committed. When I met you, I wanted to be with you. You were my best friend because you were my best friend. 1, 2, it was the stimulation, not just physical. It was mental.
Well, there was no physical initially.
No, but the mental. We had conversations.
And I said no all the time.
Oh, well, that was true. But you also were stimulating me intellectually, and that was important. I had some beautiful ladies I dated, beautiful physical ladies. But some of them we didn't have much to say. It wasn't anything other than the physical attraction. But I was physically attracted to you, yes, but it was also the mental. We talked about deep subjects. We talked about ideas. We had similar values.
So
or we at least had some dialogue that was interesting. So the communication, we were friends. We could talk without I was not being bored. I could just be around you. So that was one of the things. We were best friends. And people who are best friends get married.
Enjoyed being around each other.
Yeah,
which we still do.
We still do.
Okay.
We still do.
Okay.
I still got the hots for you too. Let's make that clear. Let me make
Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand. Okay, are your children's activities killing your marriage? Here's how. So how do we get back to that?
Okay.
All right. So now you talked about, so we get married because we want to be with that person.
So that's true. But here's the problem.
Stimulation intellectually.
Here's the problem. People get married for different reasons. Here's the thing. We say it in the book. Chapter 1, friends first. That people get married for all sorts of reasons. Because somebody was looking good, somebody had some money, somebody had a car, somebody had a good job, somebody had a nice house, you needed a green card, your friends were getting married. All of those things. But when you get married because you love that person and you really dig being around that person and you want to share your life with that person, it's something special. It's like when we went to South Africa.
And then you want to...
Hold on, let me finish this thought. When we went to South Africa, when I stepped off the plane, there was something special about the spirit of South Africa that was different than some other countries we had been to. And so it's the same as when I married you or wanted to get married to you, there was something special. It wasn't just a passing fling. Oh, God Almighty!
You were better with me than without me. How
Absolutely.
About that? Is that a summary?
That
was
a good
good summary?
I was much better.
So might we say that in terms of marital relationships, it's better with that person than without him?
All right, now let's get on to this.
You want to make
this
a commitment.
topic because I know you want to get to
let's
talk about what these women.
Let's
talk about what these women were saying to you. One woman came up to you.
So the reason for the topic is because of the level of activities that go on in the whole family. Okay? So let me back up a little bit.
What did the women say to you?
They're
Forrest
busy
Lamb, my man.
all the time.
All right.
Forrest.
Okay,
they're busy all the time.
The one lady
they don't
said,
have time.
She said she ain't had no time for sex.
He's just got.
I went right to it.
Okay, so.
And what did you say to her? Tell them what you said to her. Don't beat around the bush.
I don't remember which thing I said, but it was probably cut to the chase.
Women
have to change. I said stop. I said you have to change your habits. So
that's right.
Depending, and that was nicely. So what? The point being, if your relationship with your husband or your wife is that important, then you have to stop and reevaluate what you're doing. That's basically what I was saying. But the stories ranged from I go to work I drop the kids off, I go to work, I pick the kids up. We've got practice, we've got basketball, we've got soccer. By the time I get through the soccer practice and back home, I cook, and then I'm broke down. I have to go to bed. I might not see my husband, or my husband's in the man cave and doesn't come out until he crawls in the bed. Mm-hmm. So I really don't see and get to interact with him, which seemed to be a common lament of how did you find time when you were having kids and you were doing all these other things? Because I don't have time for my mate. That's the
How about
situation.
the lady who said, I'm trying to get to you. You know, you beating around the bush. Because a lady who said, you know what? I don't really care. She said, I don't care. I got the kids. I'm tired. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to do it. He won't do it. I don't want to do it. What did you tell her? Tell her then what you told her. Go ahead. Work wife. Go ahead. Say it.
Well, you already said it, sweetheart.
Well, I want you to say it.
I said, so you're priming your husband to look for a work spouse. So the same thing goes for if it's the husband who's taking care of everything and is neglecting the wife. We're
not talking about husbands tonight. We're talking about wives. Stay focused on the women. This is straight talk for women. Why would you tell them what you told these women? She's being nice now. When she's on the...
Well, it's different when I'm face to face.
When she face to face, she be in there like this. Let me tell you something what you doing. Here's what you doing. I was like, whoa! And these women came up and said, I love your wife. She doesn't play around.
The bottom line is, if you don't make time for your husband, somebody else will.
Woo! Okay. Chapter number 8.
Now, what do you
Sex,
have to
headaches,
do?
and other lies.
So what is it? But I have to work.
Yeah.
We want the kids to be well-rounded. We want them to do well in school.
Yes.
Right? So we have to help with homework.
Yeah.
They need extracurricular activities to help to develop their leadership skills, right?
Yeah.
And by the time you get through all of that and get home, it's time you throw together some dinner.
Yeah.
And then I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't feel like cuddling or doing anything else. I'm ready to go to sleep.
That's
so
right.
what do? So I said, because I had limited time, we were selling product, we're talking, everybody. I said, you got to decide. First thing you need to do is eliminate cooking. I was like, what? I know that's kind of like, what are you talking about? Why do you have to cook every night that you come home?
Right.
When I asked, I said, do you cook every night? Why?
Oh, she said she wanted to get her fast food. Look, I like what Jillian said. Just like you sacrifice for the kids, you must sacrifice for your significant other. You must make the time.
You make the time.
You make
right
the time.
On,
That's right,
Jill. Right on.
That's right. You got to make time.
So how do you do that? You decide what you need to change. Okay.
Now, what did you do? You'd cook on Sunday.
But first let me back up.
Lasagna,
First,
spaghetti,
wait.
chili.
No. First, we realized that we had a challenge.
Yes.
So that's why we opted to have conversation with mentors. How are you guys doing this? Because we had a problem. We had a blended family, 10 years difference in the kids, right? Different kinds of personalities. We're trying to teach one how to be potty trained, and the other one over here how to stay out of trouble.
I want to look. Juanita, he has to help her. It's a partnership. If she's killing herself and he's chilling in the man cave, then that's a problem.
So here's the situation. Communication first. You have to talk to each other to say, we need to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a plan, not selecting all the activities and one person out there by themselves. So we need to decide. Now,
I'm going to talk to men next week, just so you know, men who you chilling in the cave while your wife is hustling and working and taking the kids to let me finish, soccer practice. I'm going to be talking to men, me and men next week, straight talk with men about what's going to keep you the king of the castle and getting hooked up. Because you got to make sure if you try to get hooked up at night, you got to start working on it in the morning. You got to treat it good.
So ladies,
come on, come on.
So ladies, have communication and say, we need to sit down and come up with a strategy for how we're going to manage our week.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, what did we do? Let's talk about what we did. You would cook spaghetti, lasagna, chili, something.
I would cook enough because we decided that I would cook because he can't cook.
I can't cook.
He wasn't, and he did try. So I'm not saying he did not cry, but he was awful.
I did.
He burnt chicken. No, you burnt the chicken breast. Oh, no.
William said I can make good Korean style chicken.
Oh my God.
Breast.
Your son loves you. It was always burnt, but it was okay. So we decided that I would do the cooking. Okay. And the cooking was lasagna and spaghetti several days a week. And you would eat the same thing for 2 or 3 days. I don't get the families. Oh my God, I can't eat the same. All right, you don't eat. That was it. And I was working on Capitol Hill at the time. So I would get home late.
Yeah.
So we would have lasagna or spaghetti at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Yep.
And Fridays was different. Fridays and Saturdays, I think maybe we did McDonald's. I think we ate out like one day a week because we didn't have any money for that.
We had no money
but
for
what
McDonald's.
we did, we had salad and we had lasagna or spaghetti. So it was simple. So I
like
didn't
what
have
Forrest
to
said.
spend
Talk
time
to
in the
each
kitchen.
other. Novel idea. I'm not going to shout you down because you preaching good. That's right. We are talking about the fact you got to talk to each other. We talked about it. We said, and then we had our date night. Now, during our date night, we wouldn't talk about the kids, but we had our time for each other.
Right.
Okay.
So wait a minute. So let's get back.
Yeah.
So
What else you
first
say to
we
those
had.
women?
So first we got straight about the cooking thing because that's a lot of time. And back then we actually had helping of homework. Today many parents can't help with the homework, so they have a clue as to what the classes are. Everything's online. So we actually had to help with homework.
Yeah.
And that was something that we did jointly.
We did. We took time with homework.
Yes.
We both helped with the homework.
And so again, that's a joint decision.
And we
made.
also we took turns in driving them around to. I took Toya to dance class and things like that.
Yes.
And you took William to soccer or whatever.
Right.
But we worked it out.
So we had shared responsibilities for the activities with the children.
Yep.
So the specific ladies that I was talking to, they each did everything.
Yeah. And one lady said, she just said, I broke down. I can't do nothing.
Right.
And he's upset because I can't give him none. And so I said,
well, she was the one with the soccer. It was just, we know.
Now, how about the ones
consuming with all
how
the
about
practice.
the ones who make soccer like king of the house, everything?
Well, soccer is really time consuming. I have some yoga friends who have kids who are in soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have soccer practice every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's into the evening. So you might not get home till 7 or 8 o'clock.
Right. So you got to prepare. And y'all talk about that on the weekend. Here's the plan for the week. And we would talk about on Sunday.
And then trade off. Who's going to trade off and do and handle that this week? Here's my schedule. So another thing we did that we probably could have done better in terms of the master plan, putting a little calendar or something on the refrigerator.
We did have one, but we could always keep. We had the erasable one. Remember we had the erasable one? We had the erasable. Remember when the refrigerator
was over here.
And we had the erasable one, and we say William had to be here. Who's going to take him? And then okay, what we're going to do about? Because see, I was mindful of the fact that my wife was working full time,
and he had flexibility. So he was singing and he was working at night. He did the nightclub circuit,
right?
Which then meant. When we had early on, we had a broken down car. We had one car. And that meant that when I would take him to the nightclub, I would have to get up or stay up, and come and pick him up.
Yep.
I would come pick him up from the nightclub like about 2:30 in the morning and hang his coat and his shirt and stuff outside on the back porch because it was filled with cigarette smoke. But that's working together. That's what we did. So okay.
All right.
So we talked about what
did those women say? But what else did you say? You said you working on it. Which that lady came to me and she said, your wife.
Well, I just tell you, just quick. She working on having a work spouse, and a work spouse says that the person at work, because you spend as much or more time at work than you do in the meaningful relationship at home, that they're going to start to satisfy you emotionally.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about somebody jumping into bed. Oh, my wife is working with the kids, and now she doesn't have time for me, and I got to find me somebody else. It's subtle. It's subtle. She appreciates him. Listens to him. What are we talking about? We're talking about communicating, because you don't have time to communicate because you're so busy taking the kids here, there, and everywhere, right?
Right.
So you broke down, and you're certainly not interested in having sex when you get into bed. You don't have time to be the crock pot and get warmed up because you're tired from everything that you've done all day.
Now, let me make sure y'all understand what that means. We talked about at the marriage seminar. Oh, by the way, I knew need to tell them. We're changing the date of the marriage seminar.
To August 17th.
To August 17th.
And it's all day.
All day. And we're going to
here in Washington, D.C.
Here, and it's going to be a full day.
And you should sign up early.
Sign up early because if you don't sign up early, if you sign up early, you get a $100 discount of the new registration fee. You get a $100 discount. If you wait to the last,
so it's $3.99 discount is $2.99.
That's right. Now, if you wait
Early
the last
registration
minute,
because we have to prepare.
right. You wait the last minute, you're gonna have to pay the higher price. So we say it's $3.99, but you get a $100 discount if you do it immediately in the next 2 weeks. Anyway, at the marriage seminar, we talked about the fact that men are different than women. Men are microwave ovens. That's a microwave oven, okay? Beep, 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 beep. A minute from now, it's hot and ready to go. Women, over there, is a crock pot. They slow to warm. You got to take their time. You got brothers, you got to be mindful. Women are crock pots. You got to be, hey, baby, you sure look sweet.
Thank you.
You look good. Send them a little text during the day. Thinking
So
about
when you got the kids, or when you have babies, there's not a whole bunch of time. You have to plan it. That's another thing. You have to plan for your relationship time. I just say cut to the chase. You have to plan to have sex. Now it sounds like, well, gee whiz, I have to plan. Yes, because research does show. I know you were going to say,
I knew you had a
my
research. Go ahead.
That Psychology Today talks about the fact that relationships start to decrease or the intimacy starts to deteriorate. Research shows that after the first couple of years of marriage. Now, why is that?
Why is that?
Because they start to take each other for granted. And when they're children, the focus shifts.
Children will suck up all your air, all your time. They'll suck up your life. That's why we press y'all about this date night. People, we came to the table buying 2 books. We always tell you buy 2 books, one for each one of you. And they were buying 2 books. Some were buying the workbook and saying, we want the whole package. You know, for $100, you get the whole package, everything. And they said, we need it. I said, yeah, you're right. Because our friend, the divorce lawyer, he starts at $5,000 and he takes a check. And you got to give him the whole $5,000 to even get started. Now, we said that to say that people come and I say, do y'all have a date night? Almost none of them had a date night.
None have a
None.
date night.
Oh, well, we take
they're busy. And the excuse is, what? First, no.
We got little children.
We don't have money. What?
We got no money.
You don't need money for a date night.
No, we had no money.
And you don't want any and everybody to take care of your children anyway.
That's right.
There are a whole bunch of perverts out there. You don't know what they're doing.
So you can't just let in. You don't need them. Little children, they don't.
No, they can't tell you what
Karen
somebody's
McCoy
doing
says she
to
has
them.
A date breakfast there.
Oh, nice.
And our friends.
So I like that. So you can have a date night, a date day, a date breakfast, a date brunch, whatever works for your schedule. The key is that you guys have made a decision.
Yes.
That you want to spend time together. And that will continue to build your relationship.
Oh, Corey Mosley, we were with him, had lunch with him. They said you can always skip the kids and have date night every day. And that's true.
Yes.
But, now that's an interesting point, but here's the thing. Some people, and not Corey because he and his wife are together and they have such a loving relationship.
They work together.
And they read the book.
Yeah.
And they said it had a great impact. But here's the thing. Some people don't have kids, but they're so busy in their careers.
That drives them apart.
They don't take a singular, intentional time to talk. To talk about not the bills, not about the business, but talk about, hey, what we talk about when we were dating. Where do we go? Where do we do?
But you were interested in each other. We're just saying, remember that you still are interested in each other. But the patterns that you fall into affect the emotional state of your marriage.
Go back to here. Plan sex, intimate time.
Plan sex and intimate time.
Plan it. Put it in your schedule. Now, that sounds so...
So maybe if you too are taking the kids to soccer, that you can drop the kids off at soccer and come and have a quick during soccer practice.
Maybe so. Cause look here.
Be creative.
You got to be creative. And we talk about it because far